What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about a hot topic. You know, I do this thing where there'll be a hot topic. Some people are talking about some shit on Twitter, and I'm like, well, do I want to engage with this? No. Will I get a bunch of views if I engage with it? Yes. People were basically complaining about the stage list in Melee. Yet again, it's been a while, but this is a topic that comes up every now and then. Okay, we're talking about Unfrozen Stadium. Okay, so Lost Tech City. Now, this was a tournament that just happened this weekend. The finals were super hype. We had Mango versus Plup. We had a Mango W. Mango Plup was honestly awesome. Mango played this set with Bobby Big Balls. It was a Fox Falco match for the first 4 games, but on game 5, something magical happened, and we're actually just gonna watch it. We're gonna watch game 5. So here's game 5. They play on Stadium, and something to note is that this is a Panda Cup event. Panda Cup, of course, partnered with Nintendo, whatever that means. This tournament was not played on Frozen Stadium. This tournament had transformations, and this became relevant because, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's skip ahead. The game's even, the game's even, the game's even. And Mango misses a down smash there because the tree. Oh, where's your down smash? You're on the little thingy. Anyway, so Mango bounced him off the backboard and missed tech. Another recovery. Mango gets that, knocks him down. Another off the backboard, bounce him off the tree. Bobby missing some techs. And Mango is just fully capitalizing. Mango with way better awareness in the situation. Way better awareness. Twitch chat is torn between holy shit, Mango's so sick, which is true, and holy shit, Stadium Rob Bobby. It's kind of true, right? I mean, I think if this was Frozen Stadium, those combos don't happen. Let's look at what the people are saying. Esteemed Smash Summit TO. Starter, Battlefield, Yoshi's Dreamland, Counterpick, FDF. People do tweet stuff like this, and you know, when you make tweets like this, you're kind of just throwing it out there. You're not saying, hey man, this is what I think we should run. You seeing what sticks. I do kind of agree with P-Test. If you're gonna ban Stadium, just ban Stadium. 3-star is way worse than 5-star. It's super true. I think that far more imbalanced based on RPS result if there's any ambiguity. Oh yeah, 100%. I think this is 100% the case. So without getting into this, it's less about this. I could spend a lot of time talking about why I think this part of P-Test's tweet is probably just correct. I think 3-starters sucks ass, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the Pokemon Stadium part of it. Normal Stadium being fine or not fine. And another tweet, you know, that I think, you know, was a reaction to the shenanigans was this one. I will not attend any tournament that runs on Frozen Stadium again. If I have to question my counterpick choice in important sets because we want to run a Mario Party minigame at stage, I'm not going to play it. Literally crazy it still exists. The only tournaments that do not include are Apex, SW Championships, no other exceptions. And if I learn of, I'm going to be pissed, lol. B-Bats is the perfect mix of player to hate for Unfrozen Stadium. B-Bats started in Slippy, which means B-Bats literally has zero practice, zero tournament practice on Unfrozen Stadium. And B-Bats is a Peach player, and Peach players already don't like Stadium. And let me tell you, they really don't like Unfrozen Stadium. Now, here's my thoughts, because I think there's a lot to unpack, and I think there are a lot of different ways that you can kind of view the matter. My 2 cents is I do not think Unfrozen Stadium is bad at all. I think that the common arguments that people bring up are people just camp, which I think is demonstrably false. I think that there's lots of sets where people do not just camp. I think that when people do camp, it's actually kind of exciting. This is my take, and this is kind of like there's shades of the wobbling argument where it's like, well, ban it because spectators don't like it. And then the counter argument's like, do spectators actually not like it? Because I would argue that a lot of those sets with wobbling on, wobbling unbanned Ice Climbers, a lot of those, and you guys have heard me make this argument before. My take is that there was a lot of drama in some of those Icy sets because wobbling was unbanned, and because people had a villain to latch onto, and people would cheer for, come on, Mango, but you could do this, and he's playing some Joe Schmo wobbler or whatever you want to call him. And I think that, people say, oh, it's boring because, you got 30 seconds of nothing happening on Pokemon Stadium, and they just camp it out. And I guess my counter argument is like, I don't really objectively think that the average Stadium transformation camp out is boring. There have been some really hype moments in tournaments where the players are kind of staring each other down, and it's game 5, and the commentators are like, holy shit. It's like the scene. I don't think we can put it in because I think Lucasfilm or LucasArts is very protective of this sort of thing. But it's like the fucking scene in What's that movie called? Phantom Menace? Is it Phantom Menace? It's like the scene of Phantom Menace where he's fighting Darth Maul and then the wall comes up and then they're like staring at each other. In my memory, in my recollection, there are a lot of intense moments that happen when the tree or the rock goes up and they start camping each other out and people are getting lit. People are getting wild. I have actually sort of always felt that outside of specific situations and specific interactions and particular specific matchups, for example, if you get a Drill Shine Infinite at the bottom of the tree, yeah, that sucks and there's no counterplay. But on the flip side, like, it's very rare that they actually end up in there unless they're playing like an idiot. In a situation like this with Mango Bobby, honestly, I'm gonna say it. I kind of feel like, and I've kind of always felt like a lot of the stadium transformations, yeah, it gets a little wacky. And in particular, even like, it's not even just the rock and fire stages. You've got things like the windmill where the blast zone, you're really close to the blast zone. But I don't actually fundamentally think that these transformations are anti-melee. And what I mean by that is, I think that by and large, 95% of interactions on these transformations are not centered around the things that melee players actually hate. So if we look at what happened in this particular stock, basically, Mango had a really fucking genius combo route to get Bobby off stage with this forward smash. Bobby DIs up on the back air and gets comboed forward smash. Mango doesn't fast fall this laser, gets him with the forward smash. Bobby misses the tech on the tree, probably, Falco's literally T-posing over here. Misses the tech here. Mango, by the way, look at this. Mango walking forward off the forward smash. You see this? Walks forward. Look at Mango. Look where he is. He walks forward to ensure that he's on the left side of Bobby so that the forward smash sends to the right. A little micro walk, because if he does it in place, very good chance that he doesn't get the hitbox he wants and he sends Bobby straight up or back towards the tree. Situation happens again. Mango again playing really well off of the side B from ledge, and both those side Bs got punished hard. Like, side B from ledge are really, really safe option generally for Falco. Mango playing around it excellently. And if anything, in this situation, not this one, but the second one, in my eyes, if this happens to you, you would rather have a f***ing tree here to save you from the inevitable tech chase forward smash or whatever the hell's coming than to play on any neutral stage. Because if there wasn't a tree here, you're dead. You're super dead. You're way deader. You're way deader than if there's a tree here. Right? At least you get to tech again. He techs towards the tree, which is probably not the best idea, and then gets tech locked out and dies off that. But I don't fundamentally think any of that was anti-melee. I think a lot of this was like really good heads up play from Mango, Bobby choking a little bit, really good situational awareness from Mango. And you can sit here and say that this was a clown fiesta because it wouldn't happen on other stages, but chain grabs are a clown fiesta that don't happen on those stages. Fountain of Dreams random transformations are clown fiestas that don't happen on other stages. Every time I'm setting up platform cancel or slide off on Dreamland and Wispy blows me back towards the middle of the platform, I get tilted as shit. I get it, you know? Here's what I think is tragic. I ultimately think that when people say that stadium transformations promote unhealthy gameplay, toxic gameplay, whatever you want to call it, not melee, I just fundamentally disagree. What I do think is very sad, what really sucks, is you can't practice these stages. Old school players like Mango, he's got years and years and years and years and years and years and years of experience playing on these transformations, and he's never thought twice about it. He's just like, yeah, I mean, they're just part of the game. Someone like B-Bats is coming into the game, or pretty much any new school player, you're never gonna play on these stages. Like, you'd have to go so far out of your way to practice on these. And I think that does really suck. Like, the fact that you cannot practice on them whatsoever is such a bummer. Like, I would love if there was a way to do it. I would love if you could select, you know, like in 20XX, my assumption is there's some desync problem that can come up with Unfrozen Stadium with Slippy, but ultimately I think it'd be great if you could pick Unfrozen or Frozen Stadium. And, you know, I think that's in 20XX. I think you can it'll hover blue on the stage select screen if it's frozen and red if it's unfrozen. And I wish you could just do that in Slippy. And I think that would be my ideal, you know. I think it's super unfair that new school players have never played on these stages in tournament sets, let alone friendlies, and can't get experience on them. You know, that kind of doesn't make any sense. So from that perspective, I really do see the argument in, you know, banning Stadium or not running it as a counter pick. I would hate to see it because I think it's just one of the best stages. And I would love, you know, if you know, in my dream world, you know, Nintendo says, hey, you know what, Fizzy, welcome aboard, you're part of the team. Hires Fizzy, gets to work on Melee HD with rollback, and implements a bunch of added features such as not tilt stick because pivot up tilt's broken, but you know, turning Tap Jump off and freezing Stadium, and we can just have all the tournaments run Frozen Stadium, and it's just the best time ever. And you can consider it for a counterpick stage, but you know, in the world we live in, I guess if you need a practical solution, I think it does make sense to freeze Stadium, at least unless it's possible. And I don't know any of the difficulties involved. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't actually know if Slippy freezes Stadium or not. I assume it has something to do with rollbacks. The reason it got frozen is because Fizzy froze it because it was hard to get rollback to work. I think that's like the story I remember. At least it was. I don't know if that was the full reason. I don't know if it's like hard to get rollback to work with Frozen Stadium, but I do know that the launch of Slippy was basically when Frozen Stadium became the standard. So, you know, it's funny how it was almost a technological necessitation rather than anything else.